everybody? I'd like to let y'all know, I hope you are having a legendary grand day. I just wanted to make this video. I'm just going to get straight into it. I sent Hardcore and showed him what TuneCore is, and it seems that I'm being discredited. He never really gave me credit, and even saying that I was a bad friend that was not there for him at one point in time. And I showed him what TuneCore is, and now he's uploading music from TuneCore, getting the money for it. And I understand everything going on there, but you can't try to guilt trip and manipulate people to give you money. You know, just because people feel bad, doesn't mean that you gotta take advantage of that and beg for money. I understand the situation. I understand that his people and him might need some help too. And it's not as easy there than it is here, and so on and so forth, and just everything that can be explained that's self-explanatory. I understand that. I got that point. Me and him were even planning to do some kind of like fundraiser freaking foundation thing, but it just never went through. And one of the main reasons why is because he didn't hit me up. He didn't text me. He didn't talk to me about things. He would just every once in a while say, "Hey, how are you doing?" That's about it. And yes, I could have asked him, but you gotta understand that something that I will say later is I am a man of many...
What is going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here.
I am a man of many things with many talents and with not a lot of time. I cannot contribute every time I talk to him. Questions I have to ask him when I shouldn't have to ask him for things that should be talked about if they were that important. I have a lot going on myself, so it's not always something I'm going to think about. And this is disregarding all the health problems that is basically self-explanatory. I'm not always going to have the best memory or think about it right away, or not just that, or just try to get things done right away. It's not always going to come up right then and there. I'm just saying that it always shouldn't... everything should not have to rely on me and relying on me doing things, especially when it's something that can't really be talked about until he does something there, and then once he does something there, then I can do something here. It's a whole lot of stuff that I'm not going to explain for people who won't understand and won't take the time to do the research and understand, so I'm just going to be moving on. It sucks because it's just probably not going to happen considering how things are. You know, every day is a new day. Anything could change in 24 hours. 24 hours from now, I can randomly get 1 million views, 1 million subscribers, like thousands, but you never know, though. You never know. There's unlimited possibilities, and that's not the issue. There is no issue at all, but there is something that is kind of bad, and that is the very fact that I sent him TuneCore and showed him it, and he goes on saying that I was a bad friend that wasn't there for him. And it's kind of weird how it happened after the fact that I showed him TuneCore, and after the fact that, you know, everything we've talked about, everything that we streamed and talked about and planned, and everything that we tried to work out and work through, I feel like just went down the drain. I feel like I'm the only one who actually wants it to happen. If it was going to happen, it would have already. And as I said, every day's a new day, and it still can happen. I'm just saying that if it was something of like that, and how we talked about it and all of that stuff, then we absolutely would have done it then. And things, yes, are different here, but that can't be said just because we don't know each other. I would love to get to know him, and I wanted to get to know him and even talk to him about this very thing. I want to see him succeed. His song Sufferation I was just listening to, and it's a good song. I think that's his best song, and we were working on one, but because I couldn't get the vocals to him in time, he had to probably release the song without me. That's completely fine. But if they ended up doing that, I would have liked at least know about it and at least have a message. Hey, we're going to try to get this song up. Could you send it a little faster, or could you get to it at this date? If they gave me a date that they were trying to release it, if they gave me a date or something that they wanted me to have those vocals in at the very least, then I would have had it, because I know I was already going to work on it and stuff like that, but it just never came to be, and it never happened, and I got too busy and all that. I released my version of it, and they didn't copyright me, which that's cool. I appreciate that, and I'm grateful that they did not copyright me because, you know, of that. And I'm not saying that he's doing anything wrong. I just didn't really like or appreciate the comment, you know, of him saying that I was a bad friend, because I've been trying to help him, man. You know, I like his music and I like the person he is. He's a really dope dude and he's chill. But I don't like when he's saying that I wasn't doing these things for him. It kind of reminds me of Joshua, you know, and the thing is with Joshua, though, is I have been around the person in real life and I have helped him so much to the fact that he wouldn't be existing on this platform without me. There was a lot of stuff that he wouldn't be doing without me. Call of Duty included, gaming included, esports included, even knowing about FaZe Clan and FaZe Jev included. A lot of stuff included, but this video is not about Joshua. It's just comparable to that situation. I'm just bringing up an analogy of the comparison between these two people who have made the comment saying that, and it's obviously not true. It's okay if he made the mistake of just saying that at the time, and he just said that to say that, and he just said it. But, I mean, if he really meant it, I mean, I don't really understand where he got that from. But I talked to him, and I never really found out the source of where that even came from or how he came up with that. So I don't think he meant that at all. But, I mean, I don't know the guy, so I can't say for sure. But, you know, seeing what he's trying to do for his state or, excuse me, country, I'm not very sure, honestly. I haven't done the research in Africa to help them. I like what he's doing, and I hope he succeeds in doing it. And hopefully one day we can collaborate more and collaborate again. Maybe I'll even talk to him after this video. It's just that, and that's it, that I wanted to say. Okay, I'm going to actually talk to him about this, because now he's saying that Legendary Grand Entertainment presented this song. I didn't even have no knowledge of this song even going up. So I'm going to actually text him right now and message him right now about this, because Legendary Grand Entertainment has no affiliation with hardcore. I've already made the video on it. In fact, I did the video 4 months ago, May 25th of 2024, and his song was uploaded in April. And he didn't even tell me about it when he made it. I don't know if he said anything else that had Legendary Grand Entertainment on it, but that is kind of unacceptable for someone to have that, so I'm going to ask him to remove it. Because he didn't even let me know that he was going to release that under the label's name. I uploaded this video a while ago. This was the video where I talk about it, and the bio, it says, I'll have to change the bio. But the only song we ever did was, so I don't have the rights to this beat. He probably does. He probably bought the rights. I think he said he did. I don't know if he actually did the song, but this was the only song that we did. And he hasn't said to take it down or anything. So, you know, this is our version of that song. It was a demo. I did finish the song, and the verse wasn't even meant to be on that song. I just had a verse that was ready, and I haven't found the beat to it, and it just never fully got finished, so I used it for True Love. And he actually appeared in the comments for this one, saying, "Fully, we're gonna do it to the world. I love this brother, and love and respect." And yeah, absolute peace, love, prosperity, positivity, like I always say. But in this situation, it's just, it's misunderstanding. Before this upload goes up, I'm gonna upload, well, probably upload at the same time. I'm gonna upload a song that I'm doing a Z-mix to this song right here, and it's for a situation that I did talk about it and try to be done with it. And like Toy Soldiers, the Z-mix, I said, don't talk trash to the homie Hawk, don't do anything like that. And yes, you heard me right, I was talking about Joshua. It's been a long history, and this is the first time I'm actually talking about it. We've had a long history of in real life and even online, but now I've thought about it, and I'm choosing the decision to just, instead of responding to it in a video, I've already did that, and it seems that it's still continuing. So instead, not because it's continuing, but just because I wanted to do it this way, I chose to take all of that and put it in a new song. I wrote the verse. I don't even know if it's a full verse yet, but I have a full verse that I wrote as fast as possible. Wrote it in less than freaking like 7 minutes. I was doing other stuff though, so overall probably wrote it in less than 5. And it is what it is. I haven't changed it. I have changed words that probably would fit better. One word, but that's about it. For the most part, I basically freestyled it. It seems to be a very good song of what it turned out to be. Just like Sufferation and just like True Love turned out to be. They turned out to be amazing songs and amazing soundtracks. soundtracks. That's just not the right word. I'd like to let everybody know also, this is something I've said before, I have no affiliation with marijuana, the drug, and I don't use it. I don't really like it at all. In fact, I don't even support it. If people want to do it, they can do it, and I am not going to say that I support their decision or not, which I don't, but so I just did. But there is no purpose that drugs do for you, and the only thing that I can see maybe in one way or another, if it's not overdone, is alcohol. But some people have tried it, and then some people can't get enough and get addicted to it, and so on and so forth. And sometimes that happens with drugs. And truly, I don't know why we don't just get all the drugs together and just burn it and just incinerate it, get rid of all of it, and just then we don't have to deal with a lot of problems that we end up getting.
And boom, the freaking crime rate just completely just sinks and drops just because we did that, if that were to happen.
And then alcohol, on the other hand, is a very toss-up situation. But going back to the whole thing, I have no affiliation with marijuana, and neither does Legendary Grand Entertainment. I could sign artists in the music label that smoke marijuana. Sure, that's whatever, no problem. That's not the issue. The issue is just I don't have any affiliation with it, and neither does Legendary Grand Entertainment. If we just so happen to have actors that smoke or that drink, even if we even have music artists or musicians that smoke or drink, then whatever. I mean, it's not a very bad thing. It's just we don't want them, hurt or anything. We don't want them to do too much or get hurt, and we want the best for our artist and my artist and for my actors and everything else that I have, and everybody else that I have on the team, each of the teams that I have.
My number one golden rule, and the only rule set that I have, if someone around me that works for Legendary Grand Entertainment smokes marijuana, I ask that they do it at home. Don't do it around me. Keep it as far away from me as possible. And that is about it. Everybody's different, and everybody does different things for different reasons. But me, I just absolutely don't do any drugs whatsoever. I mean, I'm a freaking, company owner and all that, so I mean, I can't really do that. I'm the president of Legendary Grand Entertainment. Like, come on now.
This is the only issue I have here. As you can see below, the song's called Fake Friends, if you can see that right below where I'm pointing. So, on probably one of my most mixed reaction albums, even from me, like, there's some songs on here that were just made at the time, and don't get me wrong, some good music came out of it for sure, and it's not, I haven't made a bad song. It's not that. It's just one of the song topics have been used a couple times, and that whole situation wasn't that serious, but I guess at the time it was a little bit. So, it is what it is, and that was that. I should have expected it, but, it is what it is. But the only reason that I brought up hardcore song Fake Friends is his song was uploaded March 10th, 2024, released in March of 2024, and he has a song called Fake Friends.
And right quick, I do want to address that everybody can be inspired and motivated. That's not... Okay. I'm putting that in the video. Gonna have to go to the side for now. That's no problem. You got Marvel and DC, copying characters and stuff like that, I guess, for an example. A straight up copy and paste is way worse than being motivated and inspired. I'm not blaming anybody for doing this. I could say that for Joshua. I could say that for hardcore, except it's more of a copy and paste one is Joshua compared to hardcore. That is a very obvious thing. Yes, I'm observant. But no matter when the song was done, because it very well could have been done beforehand, months beforehand, but I specifically pulled that situation from that topic being when hardcore was saying that I wasn't being a good friend and all this other stuff. I pulled that from that very thing and from that situation. So whether he knew it or not, because he does, listen to the music, and he did not comment on that song, which is the same channel that he commented on earlier when it was the song that me and him did, but he didn't comment on that song whatsoever. He has commented on songs before that, after that song was up, the Fake Friends one, and he just ignored that song, quote unquote. He most likely listened to it, but I'm not blaming him, and I'm not saying that he's completely copying it. I just found it a little weird that he just so happens to call it Fake Friends, and he just so happens to use Legendary Grand Entertainment after that video was completely uploaded and shown to the public and everybody knew about it. You know, there's just a little bit of a feeling I have that he had used the same name because I used it. Whether I'm right or wrong, and I'm not saying either, I'm just saying that it's a little bit sus, and I have a feeling that he did that on purpose and he intentionally did that. But, you know, I'm not going to do like a diss track type of thing and, you know, Eminem frickin' Nas Ether him or frickin', you know, Eminem diss track him, nothing like that, right? It wouldn't be like that at all. I mean, that's, you know, comparable, I guess, if you want to say, but when I do roast tracks. But it's nothing to that extent. It's not that serious to me. Because it's fine to be inspired and motivated by things. It just sucks when things in Legendary Grand Entertainment are being completely copied and imitated in Legendary Grand Entertainment. And I heard this quote, and it said, "Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery." Really, what it brings it all down to, scientifically proven, is they're doing it because they're a fan. There's no other way around it. I mean, it's scientifically a fact. Do the research, whether you believe me or not, but I have too many videos where I say do the research, and the fact that I say I'm unbiased and open-minded and I'm going into this, I'm done doing that while other people air out dirty laundry. It's just something that when I speak, everything matters. Everything that comes out of my mouth has a purpose. Everything that I say and every time I use my voice, you listen, you must listen and understand. If you don't understand, do the research. Go help yourself understand. Go make yourself understand. It doesn't take much. Just go search. You can Google search right from your phone. Open your phone right now. Go to the home screen. Go to Google. And if you don't have a mobile device, go on your computer. Go to google.com and Google these things. These things that are any questions you might have, any, you know, concerns, anything that you're wondering about or anything that doesn't make sense to you, anything that you don't know anything about, just look it up and then learn about it. Simple as that. Just like when you're in school, you learn about things, whether you like it or not, whether you want to learn about them or not, you learn about them. And if there are things that you might want to know more about and things that you might even like and you want to know more about it, what do? You go look them up. You go do research. You go learn about it. So that's what I'm basically saying for anything, any content that I make. If you have any questions about it, you know, you can also ask me, but anything, absolutely anything that I do and anything that's related to Legendary Grand Entertainment, if you want to ask me too, go ahead. It's effortless to search anything. Anybody at any age can do it. There's no excuse why you cannot do that. And I also had a song called Fake Friends, but this time it was 9 months ago, not 5, and I uploaded it November 8th, 2023, a song that I wrote because he was calling me a fake friend. I could go to Instagram chats and show this. I have the tab open of the chat of me sending him the message. I have not finished it yet. Alright, the message has been sent, and I told him, "Hey, Hardcore, how you been, man? How you been doing? Well, hope you've been well." It just could so happen that he named it Fake Friends after my song, but I just feel like around the time that I sent him TuneCore and he uploaded this to TuneCore, this very song, it's just kind of coincidental that he made this song and specifically called it Fake Friends, probably knowing that it was about him. And I mean, I've admitted it now, and I would admit it anyway, that yes, the song was about him, but what was the song about? It's about a minute, so why not just record this song that I made?
Okay, let me say this with the nicest. Nah, screw that. It's back to the lab, Zach, cooking up the flab, sweating, making the muscle, the hustling for the bag. Back to the homie crab that can't cap, but give no craps. There's no bet, only two if I get my checks. Yes to rap, but what the rest of what I do, cause I'm the best. I'm the best. Now why am I here talking about what I'm about to? Now why people gotta doubt how real the outcomes come out? So where, why, who, and how? What any do? See, I'm rarely there for them, cause as I said, I've been grinding for bread. Don't let it get to your head if I don't respond or leave you on red. If I said I got you, then you gotta believe it best. Not for all audiences, I make jokes, but I ain't mess. I just keep going, cause it's facts and lit, but nah, this ain't worth it.
So the song was just really quickly about him saying what I've already explained, and just my reaction to it. I'm like, what the heck? Why would you say that? You know, we've had live streams and videos that I plan on making that I never uploaded since 2023, and stuff like that. So I chose to talk about it in my album, even though it didn't really have anything to do with the meaning of the album. It was something that I wanted to make at the time because it was what happened. So it's just me being like, let me say this with the nicest way. I was going to use a beat and everything, but I'm just like, you know what? If I do it a cappella, it'd be a little bit different and something different that I have not done in this way. So I tried that out. I said it's back to the lab, cooking up the flab because I have a little bit of muscle and flab. I ain't even gonna lie. Like it is what it is. I haven't worked out since like 2020, and even then I didn't really even work out. The last time I actually consistently worked out was 2019, 2018, 2019, and even before that. Felt great, and it was great times. And I even got shredded for a fight at the park, but I'm not going to talk about what happened there. I got so shredded that the other person was so scared to fight that they put their hand up. They were scared. I don't know, like, how the frick I got that fit, for one, but I've been, working out consistently at that time, and now that person's working out, probably, trying to fight for whatever reason, which wouldn't even do anything, wouldn't have any purpose, no matter what. There's no goal there. That wouldn't even prove anything. That would just be immature and illiterate and illogical and unintelligent. But anyway, so I'm going to explain the lyrics here also. Hustling for the bag. It's just something that was wrote. Back to the homie crab. If you know my astrological sign, there you go. If you don't, boom, I'm a freaking crab. I don't know how or why, but I'm a crab. So I guess in the episodes of the Super Extreme Nothing show, I think I'm just going to draw myself as a crab or something. I don't know. I don't even know if I'll be able to. I'm not the best artist, but I can just see what Don can do. That can't cap, but give no craps. There's no bet. So craps and then betting, casino stuff. That's a bar right there. Only to bet if I get my checks. Yes to rap, like bet for the challenge, the competition, but no one has, obviously stepped up to the plate. I gave Joshua the chance, but that was before today, when I, make the song that I was going to make, and that is just going to be what it is. And, basically since the one time only video that I did, whenever that was like a month ago, I think, ever since then, I don't feel anything bad toward him or anything, so I just wanted to make that video and just let him know how, life is and reality is. And, it's no hate. It's never been hate. It was just like what it was. And that's actually a conversation I had with Razorwire. Oddly enough, something weird around this situation that happened there is I actually just had a conversation with Razorwire, and we talked about some stuff. Now we are at least acquaintances. We had like friend moments, but we never were really on that level of friends. Just like Joshua, we had like sometimes even homie moments, and same with Razorwire or Dark Recursion, but we never really got to that point. So it just ended up being just acquaintances. Like I said, planted the roots, planted the seeds to become friends, never even really, got to be that point. And I said, like I said, for some reason, but I don't think I said that in this video. But going back into this, and, fake friends is probably a good topic to talk about all these people even. And I'm not saying that they were or weren't, but, I mean, I don't know how they truly are or truly felt. I'm not actually friends with any of these people at all. Although that would be awesome and lit. Yes to rap, but the rest of what I do, because I'm the best, there's no bet, but I'll bet in rapping that I'll, best everybody, and that I'll be the best rapper there, or just best rap there. But besides that, the rest of what I do, I don't really bet. I mean, it all depends, but that's just what I wrote, and that's the bars there. Now, why am I talking about what I'm about to? Now, why people gotta doubt how real the outcomes come out? So where, why, who, and how would any dude say that I'm really there for them? Because as I said, I've been grinding for bread. Don't let it get to your head. If I don't respond or leave you on red, if I said I got you, then you gotta believe it best. Not for all audiences, I make jokes, but I ain't messed. I'd keep it going because this facts and lit, but nah, this ain't worth it. See, what I said is, I guess he also said that I was rarely there for them, which is a complete lie, and just, I don't know where even that came from, because I literally showed them TuneCore. If anything, I basically distributed his music without doing it through Legendary Grand Entertainment, and just basically helped him get his music out there more than it already was. And for someone to say that I was rarely there for them, after all the conversations we had and all the stuff we planned, that's just a very bad first impression. But we had good talks and had good times and had good live streams and collaborations. And then for him to say that I'm really there for them, that's just, disrespectful. And like, what the heck, man, we were going to work together. And that's also one of the reasons, if not, actually, no, that is the main reason that I stopped working with Hardcore overall, and it has no affiliation with me or Legendary Grand Entertainment. But I sent him the message. I will check it. I don't know right now. It probably would be nighttime for him right now. And I wish and hope the best for him, and for X-Razorwire / Dark Recursion, and for Hawk or Joshua. As I said, I've been grinding for bread. Don't let it get to your head. If I don't respond or leave you on red. Basically, if I don't respond right away, I'm not always going to have time. I also have a life. I also get busy. I do a lot of stuff. I'm a freaking CEO, president of Legendary Grand Entertainment, and it's a big role, and I get that people don't understand what it takes to be in the spot, what to do, a lot of the things that people do when they are doing their business, and that's completely fine. It's just something that you got to invest in, and if you really want to, become a music artist, especially, it's something that you'll eventually start doing yourself, and not, be a CEO of a freaking business, but just something in general, of something like that. Because I'm sure there's stuff that you do that is similar to working in something like that. Because I don't know how the frick to explain this. So for lack of a better term, and without revealing too much information, that's that. Everybody in Legendary Grand Entertainment, basically everybody living, not living, everybody that's ever existed in the universe, not just the world. I have your back, and I will be here for you. That's why I'm the homie Zach 710, or just the homie Zach in general. I'm the best homie. I'm your homie. I'll do anything to make sure that you enjoy your day every 24 hours that you wake up or go to sleep, or every hour that you're awake, every hour that you sleep. I want to make sure that you sleep soundfully, peacefully, and that you wake up feeling great and no problems at all, forgetting everything that's bad in life and all the stresses and all the other stuff. And that's what I'd love for everybody, no matter what, whether they don't like me or not, whether they don't want to be in LGE or not, whether, anything negative, no matter what. I want to be even if everything in their life's negative, I want to be at least the only thing positive in their life. Even if I am that, I want to make sure that positive can flip that negatives into a positive, and change those change those negatives into positives. But yeah, basically that's what I mean. What the freak? It's nothing negative. Oh, Storylands. Oh, that's a good one. I'm not sure if this is about me, but if in case it is, I will be talking about it as if it was. But if it is not, then this part basically just is just this part. But in this song, he says that people are faking and ja-faking. They are ja-faking. And that he tries. He says he doesn't do what they do or say. And I'm sure that stuff happens in his towns and his country, or I'm not even sure what it is. I haven't done the research. But for Gambia in general, he does what he does, and I mean, yeah, he talks about it. And he does talk about it a lot in messages. He talks about how he wants to help and all that, and I wanted to too. I just hope that this song isn't also about me, or at least based on me, because I based the song on him. It was less than a minute. I just hope that, he's not saying anything bad about me, or, it's anything negative, because it never was like that for me. It was just, it sucked that he would say Legendary Grand Entertainment and it was misspelled. And I don't know if that was on purpose or not. That's completely fine. That's no one's fault. It was just a simple misspelling, a simple mistake. But if he's saying that he doesn't do what I do and say what I say and this other stuff, then yeah, definitely not Legendary Grand Entertainment music label ready. Yes, but he's in Legendary Grand Entertainment because everybody is, and including me. And then also saying they're running their mouth. Which I've had someone say that to me before and stuff like that, and a lot of people just say that because a lot of people are just, negative is a new normal, super normal nowadays, and a lot of people are just negative, and people misunderstand things, so they just say that it's negative, and they say that it's beef, and we got beef now, and you're running your mouth, so let's run the fade, and this and that, just all this other stupid things. But I simply don't have time for that, and I simply don't have time for any of that drama either. So when, other people are saying that they want to fight and this and that, it's just not necessary. I find it unnecessary. I find it immature and illogical, especially when they try to come up with reasons. More than anything, though, it comes up as an excuse just to have drama and just like that. And some people are just like that they just want to have drama. And also, like I've said so many times before, and I will continue to say, everyone is different. Everyone works differently. Everyone thinks differently. Not everybody will agree nor disagree. Not everybody will like the same thing. Not everybody will not like the same thing / dislike the same thing. So it's all subjective, and it's all everyone's opinion. And then there's the facts. Some people even say there's 3 sides to every story. There's one side, and then there's the second side, and then there's the truth, and then you could say there's just 2 sides to every story, one side and the other side. But it all just depends on the person. Now, I think one thing I do want to say, though, if you're trying to be like an idol to the people, and you're trying to be, someone that you want the kids to look up to, and you want to have, a good image while you're, trying to do stuff, I think that talking about, people running their mouth, and if you want to talk about marijuana, I don't know how it is in Africa, so I'm going to actually just stay away from talking about that, because I don't know how it is besides how I feel about it, and I want to have an open mind and stay unbiased. I'm going to leave that one out, but as for running mouths and stuff, I think that's, a topic that should stay out of the music. If you want to, the kids singing it and all that, you want to portray, you don't want to be like the rappers in the United States, some of them talking about killing and talking about all this stuff, and and guns and just random stuff. If you want to set a good image, you want to portray yourself at least positively in some way, shape, or form, especially if you're trying to rap about peace. Talking about bringing people together and everybody celebrating. Everybody's not going to come together, do drugs, and then start killing everybody. Mass geno. It's just, it's obviously just doesn't make any sense. This isn't Call of Duty. This ain't Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And talk about peace and separation and what you had to do to get here. Those are always good things too, and always a good, storytelling thing. You can do all that. But I think the issue lies when you start talking about running mouth, because then you start falling into the category of the generic rapper talking about sex, money, and drugs. Then you don't become unique and stand out and have your own style anymore. Then you just become another one just making the same amount of music, talking about weed / marijuana, which is a drug, sex, money, or freaking fighting, rapping, basketball, anything like that. That's definitely not from Hops and Neil Mine 5. Yeah, it was. But anyway, stuff like that. You don't want to fall into that generic category and then put yourself on a high pedestal. You just got to figure out the ways you got to do it. But you can't just, have beef with everybody you meet too, or just have drama. You just can't just do that. for no rhyme or reason. And then start releasing music, going to concerts, doing all this promotion, and then doing all that and expecting it's going to be perfection. No problems are going to be had. All the meditation that you do, all the weed, marijuana that will be smoked, maybe the drugs that are done, all the drinking that is going to be drank. It's all going to be such a good time, and people you meet and the stories you say and the stuff you say and all the stuff. When people look at any other rapper in the rap game and then they just look at yours and then it's going to be like, oh, okay, you guys are basically one and the same. There's nothing really special. Why should I go to this guy's concert when I can go to this other guy? And it'll be the same exact type of things they're going to be talking about. The same things that's going to be smoked in that concert, and same things are going to be drank in that concert. Same drugs are going to be done in that concert. Same things are going to be done. What's the difference? What's even the point of going to either of them if they're just going to be the same thing? There's nothing that makes it interesting. That there's nothing and no reason why I would want to go there. And that's the problem, and that's what I hope doesn't happen to him. But,
you know,
like I said, if Fake Friends, his song, was about me and he stole the title from my song, then he's leading himself down a path that's going to be a lot of the things that he doesn't want, and he doesn't probably understand. A lot of the things that he doesn't want is going to happen, and he's going to rely on other people to try to help him, and even they won't be able to help him, and then it's a whole screwy situation. So I want to be that one to, you know, step in and be like, yo, here are some tips and tricks to doing all this. I'm not going to tell you everything. I'm just going to tell you a few things. And I bet you just with these few things, you'll be on the right path at least, and you'll get back on that frickin' tracks and get back on track on things. And then won't, you know, hop off the rails or frickin', you know, your frickin' rails are going to start breaking and bumping and then coming off the track and off the ground, and everything's going to go haywire. You definitely don't want that to happen. And this can be something that everybody can learn if they want to do any of this stuff, or if they want to just learn about this stuff in general. And you can choose to take my advice, and if you do, great. If you don't, great. Doesn't matter what you choose to do. It's up to the person to choose what they want to do. If you want to hear my advice and you want to listen to it, or at least take note of it, or, you know, do something with that information positively, or just do something with it in any way, shape, or form, as long as it's positive and as long as it affects you positively, then that's what I'd like and that's what I want, as long as it helps you, as long as it does something for you. But if it doesn't and you don't care and whatever else, then it is what it is. I can't do the best decisions for you. I can't do everything perfectly. I'm just like you. I'm imperfect, and no human being is perfect.
But just saying in general, and it's called Fake Friends, but it doesn't really elaborate. It doesn't really, explain anything related to the topic of the song. It just says that people run their mouth and stuff like that, which, I mean, it's just a couple things that are said, but as far as that goes, I think the only negative thing that could be thought of negatively is the running their mouth part. I think that should have been left out. If, he's trying to be supportive of his people and want to, have other people help him and help him raise money and stuff like that. I think one of the things that you want your kids growing up to know isn't about running mouths and hopefully not guns and killing and stuff like that and just making it worse overall. You want to make sure that, they grow up to be smart and no drama or stress, because that makes people not smart. Having drama, stress, and fights. Talking and doing stuff like that has always resulted in great results and more people being happy, and more great things have came out of people just talking. That's why I have gave the people the option to call me and let's debate and let's talk about what your problem is with me. And it's because they always make a video or they always make a live stream and talk about me in a negative way, in a negative manner. So I'm like, okay, there's that. All right, I'm not going to pay no mind to it. I don't mind that. But if there's something that I did so bad, and if there's all this stuff that I did badly, and you have all this stuff to say about me, all right, let's go ahead, go into messages, let's press that call button, and let's debate. If you want it to be private, we can do it privately.
If you want it to be recorded and live streamed, we are going to do that. And I'd love to do it that way because the fans can also be into it and they can ask questions too. But some people like their privacy, and again, everybody's different. Not everybody's going to want to do it live and publicly. Some people want to do it privately, and that's just all up to the person. But I think, and the truth is, and realistically, in reality, the best thing to do is to talk and to debate, call, and just talk. Okay, so all the stuff you're saying about me, what's wrong? And I'm going to give you 5 minutes to say why you think this, what makes you think that. And if you want me to respond within those 5 minutes, I will respond, and then it'll be my turn for 5 minutes, your turn, stuff like that. And one thing that inspired that whole idea was Destiny and Boogie 2988 recently, of just the word debate. It just sparked that in general. And I've watched stuff before, and I've watched debates before and all that type of stuff, even presidential debates and stuff like that, many of times on YouTube. Of course, I watch countless hours on YouTube anyways, numerous hours. But I've watched so much content similar to that even, and it never really occurred to me that that is a good way of solving. I gave Joshua and all those gamers in that group, a chance to do that. But the thing is, it has to be singular. If there's anybody else that is going to be on the call, they cannot have a turn until it is their turn. If there's anybody else that's going to be, talking, no one else can talk at that very same time. And it can't be just friends that just wanted to be there. It has to be real reasons and real people that are there to talk about real things and not to waste time. That's the thing. Doing that very thing is the goal of it also is to not waste time. It's to straight get to the point, get to your points, and all the arguments you would like to say, and then, I'm going to respond to them and how I feel about them and if they are correct and if I will admit my mistakes and if there's anything that legitimately happened and that is factual. And then, of course, providing proof, evidence, documentation, paperwork, anything like that definitely helps. And I'm talking about freaking all of that. Screen captures, screen recordings, screenshots, any type of recording, if available, is 100% what is required to really get somewhere. But, just talking in general can get somewhere too. And the result is either we're going to end up not talking and, it is what it is, or we're going to be acquaintances. Whether we talk or not from time to time, it is what it is. Or we're going to start being friends and start talking and then go somewhere from there. There's 3 ways that could go. There's 3 outcomes of that happening. And that is just what it is. And so, with this video talking about 2 different topics, I wanted to talk about just hardcore using the Legendary Grand Entertainment name. I don't really agree with it. And if he is talking about me in his music, that does suck that he felt the way to do that, and that does suck that he went through with that, thought about it, pressed that upload button, and still continued to put that song on the internet and publicly. I don't know if that's the case, obviously. It could be for other people around him. But I'm just saying that if it is about me. Because, that would really, that would suck, and I just really hope that he didn't mean what he said. If what he said about me was about me in the song, and if what he said about me in text about how I was rarely there for him and all this other stuff, I hope that those things aren't what he really meant to say. That's about it. But for everybody, I want you guys to know publicly, and I'm publicly saying this, hardcore does not have any affiliation with Legendary Grand Entertainment. So far, on the music label, we only have 3 artists, and one of them is me, that are signed, that are under contract, and under the Legendary Grand Entertainment name, and that starts with the homie ZXinfinite, obviously me, and then JJ Orange. Of course, when he does his own music, I'm going to distribute it, on Vevo and all that stuff, and everywhere else when he's ready to do that. I've been in talks with him for that. So really, as far as that goes, for anybody that's hyped as soon as they heard that, for anybody that's excited and wants to hear JJ Orange's music, you're going to have to tell him in his comments for sure, because I've been trying to get him to do it, his own solo music. But if he wants to do it with me, I've also been in the talks with him about that. But
I do want to let you guys know that it's really only been in the talks. It hasn't been anything that's confirmed, but we have talked about it, and if he does go through with it, we can start working on it anytime when he is ready. You know, he has a lot of stuff he's already doing, so, you know, I'm not going to force him or tell him, hey, we got to do this right now, or tell him, hey, we got to do this soon, as soon as possible, run out of time, you know, stuff like that. I'm not going to tell him that, because he has his own things going on, and when he feels like it, or when he's ready, either or, whatever the case may be, he will do it when he does it. The third artist is still working on the name, but Don as a nickname. It's pretty sure it's down here in the red. I'm not exactly sure because I'm blind. Now I can see it. Yes, it says Don, JJ Orange, and Conflux Stars. Altogether, they are, well, me included, but also the both of them, my sister and brother, are all the artists in Legendary Grand Entertainment, the music label section of things. And we will release music as soon as possible, all three of us. It just is all in due time. We planned on it, but it never came out. And me and Don actually made some music back in the day, and JJ Orange never came out. And freaking me and Don have wrote songs that just haven't been made, but we have planned on making songs, and we've done that. And then JJ Orange, me and him already released music, about 5 songs, and you can listen to that anytime on the Legendary Grand Entertainment channel. So with all of that said, really it's just those people, music related. Of course, you know, there's still a lot of works going on, a lot of things in the works, a lot of work being done, and a lot of things being prepared, planned, and a lot of projects are coming to be and being created. Not just by me, mostly by me, of course, but not just by me, but also Don and JJ Orange. And that is just the music side of things. Of course, they are going to be actors and whatever else in the movie side of things and film side of things, TV shows. You know, both of those are film, so, you know, film side of things. And content related things too. They have both actually have been in one of my videos, the Party Scarathon, which has been renamed and will return at some point in time. But yeah, just to explain that, that's that. And I don't think there's anything else that I want to say in this video. It's just, it very much sucks if we're at the point where it is just we are acquaintances, me and Hardcore. But if that's what it is, that's what it is. I hope the best for Hardcore, and I hope the best for Gambia, Africa. I hope all of you guys are doing well out there, by the way. If you see this video, hello. And thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm grateful for all of you viewers out there, whether you're from Gambia, whether you're from the UK, frickin' Spain. I have a lot of viewers from everywhere. No matter what age you are, I do really actually appreciate you. Thank you for watching, and I do really appreciate just you being here in general, and especially if you got this far, because it is a pretty sexual video. So anyways, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope all of you will have a legendary grand day. Thank you for spending time with me today. And I will come back with some more videos. And a couple of them I was not very happy with making, but it is what it is, and it is a situation that I really wanted to talk about. So this will be the first video going up, and then I will get those videos up. But this video is actually pretty important for someone using the Legendary Grand Entertainment name without permission. So I want to you know, fix that and let everybody know what's going on there. So take care, everybody. Again, thank you guys so much. Could not be any more thankful for you guys, and grateful and appreciative. You guys are the best. I wouldn't have been here without you guys. We're coming up on 430 subscribers almost, because that is the most I've gotten on X Deadlies. That is the goal to beat, but my goal is actually 500. And we're getting very close to getting there. And I just hit 350, and shout out Super Narnar for letting me know of that. And man, this is almost an hour-long video, and I can't even speak English, so I definitely got to get some sleep at some point. And oh my gosh, it's hot in here. And I will see you guys next time on any content and anything that I do.
Almost 2 days later, during the recording of this video, Hardcore Soldier just got back to me. The same day I sent that later, 4 hours later actually, and he said, "I'm fine, doing my best, always," and that's good. I hope that for him and everybody else, whether you're watching this video or not. I hope that for you too. And he said about Legendary Grand. Okay, so that's the thing that I didn't like him doing before, is he's calling it Legendary Grand. It's fine. It's like a abbreviated version, and that might be just how he's saying it. That's fine. It's just, it's Legendary Grand Entertainment. It's a small thing. It's a simple mistake. That's completely fine. I don't mind that. That's not a bad thing whatsoever. I just really would rather it be called what the name of it is, and I hope people don't get confused with other things out there that are probably similar to Legendary Grand Entertainment, or even try to copy and paste and try to make their own Legendary Grand Entertainment. If it's not under me, the homies X710, ZXinfinite, then it's never going to be the same Legendary Grand Entertainment. It doesn't matter how much they try to do the same exact thing as me. They'll never be anything near my level or like me. So, that goes for Joshua, obviously, because, for some reason it's a competition, and to me, I don't see it that way. I even, made a song recently, 2 of them, in fact, talking about how I felt about that situation. See You Again, the Z-Mix and Remix, and then the Like Toy Soldiers Z-Mix from Eminem and Charlie Puth and Wiz Khalifa's songs. And those were just 2 ways of me just handling the situation, and that was that. And, it seems to be something that's really affecting his life, so I don't know what's wrong with him going on with all of that, but as a president of Legendary Grand Entertainment, I just wish and hope the best for him, and that's all I can say about that situation besides what I've already said. He said, I stopped using that since the last time we have talked about it because I can't work under your label without getting signed and use my own money that I hustle so hardly for and record our projects. So please look at my recent posts that are having Legendary Grand Entertainment, is what he said, which I don't really exactly know what that means. But for some reason, he put Fake Friends as one of his main songs. And again, I don't know if that's a dig at me, and that would be pretty disrespectful. Again, I don't know exactly, what he's doing. His birthday was 3 weeks ago, so happy birthday to him. Okay, so in one of his posts he's doing meditation. That's good. Hopefully he doesn't let any negativity or marijuana get to him, because marijuana will lead to negativity. Nice, he performed at a concert. Yeah, so his music from back then says Legendary Grand Entertainment presents, which, once again, we were not in talks for this whole song that he made called Chop B. Yeah, 2023, Legendary Grand Entertainment had no affiliation with them. I already made the video. It says Legendary Grand Entertainment presents the EP launching, and no, I knew he was doing that. He talked about that he was going to do that, and when I say that, I don't mean that he talked about having Legendary Grand Entertainment as part of it, because it just didn't work out then, and that's not what happened. Still don't understand why those are still up if he says nothing in Legendary Grand Entertainment had any affiliation is in his post now. The problem is, that's okay, I get that, but the problem is the very fact that it was in the stuff then. It doesn't matter when I made that video where I talked about the whole thing. It mattered that I say right here and right now, as the CEO of my business, as the CEO of Legendary Grand Entertainment, he had no affiliation with Legendary Grand Entertainment during the entire year of 2023, this year, and every year going forward. Yes, we made one song. Maybe I uploaded in 2023. Yes, we talked about doing all that stuff. But have we released any songs? He was under the label for not even freaking a couple months. And then he got dropped from the label, and then that was that. And then I made the video. He got dropped from the label before I made that video. I just made the video talking about that he got dropped from the label. Simple as that. Not very hard to understand. But everything that he's saying has Legendary Grand Entertainment in it is completely false, and that is if he continues to use that. But he said himself that he hasn't used it, and I haven't seen it as of recently. I looked at a few posts. I haven't seen it, so and I don't got the time to do every little thing and to just tell him every single time if he does use it to not use it. I just don't have the time for that. Lastly, I want to touch on what he said about Legendary Grand Entertainment. And then I'll talk about my response to that. So he said, I can't work under your label without getting signed
which is definitely something that I can see happening in the music world. I don't know a lot of information on that because, once again, as I said, yes, there's a music label section in Legendary Grand Entertainment. It is also a music label, but it also provides movies and has TV shows and has film, anything film. It has YouTube content, gaming, and just so much other things, documentaries and freaking a lot of other things, esports. It's not exactly a music thing, and I do have a lot of knowledge in the music world, but that's where signing artists, I have a way of doing it, but it's not exactly like that. I can see, I guess, where he gets that from, but I've told him before that, and as I said in my message, with Legendary Grand Entertainment, that is a different matter. Yes, maybe in the world of music and with your knowledge of music, you have to be signed under a label to be working with that label, but like I said many times, my label and business doesn't work like those other businesses. I do everything my unique way, and one thing Legendary Grand Entertainment is known for and what it stands for is to bring everyone together and be yourself.
Sorry for the air in the background. Got this hot Cheeto gym. Not sponsored, but let me know. Feel me? If you have an opportunity to be signed by Legendary Grand Entertainment as just an entertainer on its own, whether it's music entertainment or just, to be an artist under the music label, or to be an entertainer working in film, working in music, and just, I think that's how I'll label these people that will be in music and film and just basically in each of the categories. Whatever it may be, to have that opportunity, that once in a lifetime opportunity to be chosen as someone to be in Legendary Grand Entertainment's teams, that alone is such an achievement that no one has ever and will ever get unless they get chosen during the years that I am here. Because when I pass away, Legendary Grand Entertainment won't ever be the same. And maybe I'll pass ownership to someone else. But the years that I have been alive working in Legendary Grand Entertainment, every year, even before I discovered it being a thing, in X Deadlies and Lethal Deception and every other channel I had before, Legendary Grand Entertainment lived through those. Those were a part of Legendary Grand Entertainment. Just because I wasn't the homie Zach710 doesn't mean that all of that content is in Legendary Grand Entertainment. Every single piece of it. JJ Orange has been here the entire time. So was Dawn. Even if she doesn't upload as much or even upload at all nowadays, she was still there to upload. She was still there and still was around to collaborate, and so was JJ Orange. So those two people for sure were around. Of course, my half-sister that you guys don't see much, she also was a part of there too. So, everybody's important. Not just, them, but everybody's important in the story. Family, friends, everybody. But if you have that opportunity and then you choose to do something like this and not even try to do anything with your opportunity, then I wouldn't even count as them being in the label at all, the music label section of Legendary Grand Entertainment. I wouldn't even consider them signed at all if they're acting like that. So when I said they were signed, if I ever did, they were never signed. And if I said that he got dropped from the label, well, if there was like a freaking virtual signing that we did and then he got dropped a couple months later, then that was that. And there's nothing to really else say here. All I'm saying is I don't want to put Legendary Grand Entertainment at risk because of their mistakes. I don't want them making Legendary Grand Entertainment look bad, which it will never will, and myself included. But the very fact that they are looking bad, and I don't want that for Legendary Grand Entertainment. Of course, this could be a mistake. And then also, he probably didn't even mean it towards me, and he meant it towards other people, and he didn't exactly do that. But if you really think about it, why would he call it Fake Friends after I made a song called Fake Friends talking about him? And then in that song, he says that people are running their mouth. It's just a little bit coincidental, and I think that's a bad look for him. All I'm saying is we shouldn't rule out the possibility, and we shouldn't say that's not a possibility at all. Because of how obvious that it could very well be. But at the very same time, I still think that's what it is. But unless I'm proven wrong, then that's how and what I'm going to stand by. And then especially once he wants to have a good image for, the kids, and he has kids in the Separation music video. So, trying to be an idol and all that, and trying to be someone to be looked up to and to the children and the future generations. You don't want violence or any negativity to be their future. That's not gonna make anybody evolve or learn or grow or have the best outcomes. I don't see Legendary Grand Entertainment as a music label, so anybody can have their opinion on Legendary Grand Entertainment or me or anything there. That's completely fine. I guess, not everything isn't void of criticism, but that's not the point here. The point here is no matter how much you break it down, no matter how much critical thinking you get into it, no matter how much logic and criticism you bring into it, it's always going to come down to it's my way and I'm doing it how I want to do it. It's going to come down to it's something of mine, and it's only mine. You only see me at the top. I'm the chairman. I'm the CEO. I'm the freaking president of Legendary Grand Entertainment. So, yes, everything's going to go with my say-so. I'm the freaking highest position there is. And if that's not CEO, well, guess the freak what? In my company, it is. In my incorporation, it is. This very thing that I hold so deeply to me, it is what it is. As simple as that. And contracts are contracts the way I do them at the moment, if that ever comes to be. But of course, music isn't my main focus right now. Music isn't the main thing right now. So, of course, artists are going to come and go if they do. I have had talks with Conflux Stars, one of the people you see his name somewhere on the screen, I think down somewhere on this slide. And I've had talks with freaking Hardcore, and then I eventually signed Hardcore. Conflux Stars, he's doing his own thing. I'll actually hit him up while I'm here, and I'll talk to him about it in a second. But I just wanted to let you guys know what was talked about after what I'll bring up later in the video and when I sent him the video. And I'm not going to bring everything that I said in the chats to this video. I'm not even going to show screenshots. It's just something that I would say to you guys, something that I'm saying to him. Because I think it's just simply a misunderstanding. But in the rest of the messages, I just talked to him about what I talked to him about, and that was that. Nothing bad. Anyways, I want to finish this part of the video clip saying that don't think that me and Hardcore are on bad terms or we're not on speaking terms. It's more of like we are just acquaintances. We always have been. And I talked to him about some business stuff and music stuff, and we just talked about what we talked about, and that was that. Lastly, Fake Friends would be a good song if it wasn't about me. And Fake Friends would have been a good song if it wasn't a copy of my song title. And lastly, I think it's a waste of time because it's talking about, like, in a way it's just talking about holding grudges and how someone doesn't like someone else being negative, which any song can be about anything. Anything can be about anything. I just don't like that he put effort and dedication into that and actually not only pressed upload but thought of that as a song idea and used that as a song idea and actually made the song in its entirety. When you're randomly talking badly about me negatively for no rhyme or reason and you're not really having any points or anything exactly, and there's absolutely no reason why you feel negatively towards me, and you use that and to make that into a song for no absolute reason at all, that's when the song ruins itself, when you start going into negative territory. Otherwise, the song's actually alright and a little bit catchy, and I've said it before, he has the talent to be a little bit melodic and he has a little bit of a decent singing voice. Sometimes it has to be used with auto-tune though, and I really think he should stick to not using auto-tune. Everybody's different and everybody's different how they make music, and it's his choice to use auto-tune, but I think he has a good singing voice just like T-Pain, and I think they should use it and use their voice. But of course, having songs differently and having different experiments and experimenting with autotune and using that and having both, I think is awesome. I just think they should show their real voice more, and then of course if they want to use autotune they can do that anytime, both they as in Hardcore specifically, but I think he should show his real voice first and then do autotune after. And if he does auto-tune first and then show his real voice after, no auto-tune, it's just straight a cappella, I think that will be awesome. That's just my opinion on things and just how my music taste is and everything. But overall, he's a decent artist, but he cannot disrespect Legendary Grand Entertainment and its name and what I've built. There's a lot of things that people don't understand, And if you don't understand Legendary Grand Entertainment, I just say stay out of it. I forgot the new outro was going like this. I completely forgot about this. See you guys next time. Hey, what up, y'all? It's the homie ZXinfinite. If y'all want to check out, I do have music. Go look at the Legendary Grand Entertainment channel. It's in the description always. Or just search up on YouTube or Google the homie ZXinfinite music. Thank you, and have a legendary grand rest of your day, everybody.